Good morning. Hope you're doing well. This is an interview that Ignacio contacted me and said that he needed to interview someone that spoke English for his school, and he said it'd be great if I could do it. And I was like, man, that's awesome. I'd love to do something like that. And that was about 2 weeks ago. It's taken me about 2 weeks to figure out how to download it. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the sharpest crayon in the toolbox, but YouTube is slow to upload if I keep it much over 10 minutes. So I'm going to be busting it into probably 5 parts. I'm going to be editing stuff that I set out. Not really much that he said. It's just for OPSEC, which is, that's a moto way to say personal information. I want to keep that off of YouTube, and then also anything that I said that was political. Sometimes I say stuff I shouldn't. So I'll be editing some of the things that I said out, and I want to be completely truthful in life. So there's one part where I said that me and my buddy have a small business. Really, he has the small business, and I work for him. So I'm mostly, I just do what I can. So I'm about to go over there now after I set this scope up. But yeah, hope you enjoy it. It was cool to do with Ignacio. Again, I edited stuff that I said. I said some stuff about anyway, I'm trying to keep this channel completely political free. So, I just want to say that up front. I really appreciate the opportunity it was cool. So I hope you enjoy it. I'll be posting them when I get them edited up, and then I'll create a playlist of them all together. Yeah, here we go.
So I'll start the introduce you.
Okay.
So good morning, teacher. This is my final project for 11-14. And today I have with me a really nice guy. His name is Travis. Is the only thing I know about him, and he's the owner of. I met him because I'm a follower of his YouTube channel called Oh Shoot, and I have nothing more to say. So Travis, do you want to say anything?
Sure. Good morning. My name's Travis Shore. I live in North Carolina, right before you get into the mountains in North Carolina. Yeah, I know you from YouTube. We've had a couple of conversations on there, and you asked me to do this with you, and I was pretty excited about it because this is yes, a neat experience.
Yes, probably my teacher doesn't know, but only this is our first contact because the only previous contact we have is only in comments at some of your videos and no more. This is our first live talking. So this is really nice to have a conversation with someone that I admire and that I like a lot the things he do. So Travis, would you like to say where you born or what is your current or former occupation?
Sure. Well, I was born here. My current occupation is myself and a friend of mine have a small business, and I do that, and I stay at home with my kids. My wife and I decided that it would be better for our children to stay at home more. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I've done a lot of different jobs. I was in the Marine Corps, worked on Harrier jump jets. Yeah, I worked on Harrier jump jets. I was it's called a power.
It will sound a little bit weird, but because I am not American, but I would like to say thank you for your service. Because not much people in even in the USA can understand how important is the military service in other countries or even in America, because it is hard to understand when you're not a soldier how hard it could be and how it's important to a lot of people. A little stupid people think that American army is bad.
Yeah.
But they can understand with living that experience. So if I feel appreciation for you before, and now that you were a Marine in the Marine Corps, I didn't know how to explain it, but thank you for your service, Travis.
Yeah. It was a good job. I wasn't the best at it, but it was like you just said, a lot of people have the wrong idea about military, really, and military people, and they think that it's just to fight wars, which that's really not what military people or culture is about. It's the reason I went in was really to get out of where I lived, get away from the people that I was around, and then it turned into really a little bit of a higher purpose. So, it gave me a much different perspective on how the world works. Like, I've been to a lot of countries where it's not as good as it is in America. I mean, nowhere close.
Have you been in service in outside the USA?
Yeah, I mean, I deployed, so we went to a lot of Middle Eastern countries,
okay,
and Mediterranean countries, and yeah, you quickly realize that democracy and freedom is a word that gets thrown around, but people should be free to express themselves and live the way they want to. And I've been to countries where they don't have that. So that's kind of what the military turned into for me. And I had a lot of good friends in there. So it was a good time.
yeah.
But I did that. I worked at a park for about 2 years. I worked on jets for a little while. I delivered mail for about 2 years.
Mhm.
And now I'm just, working this small business with my friend, and I'm hoping it takes off because I'm really enjoying myself with it, and making YouTube videos.
Yes.
But yeah.
So this is how did you decide to start a YouTube channel?
Oh, okay. So I like Instagram and I like Facebook, but when I look at it too long, it feels like a waste of time for me. Like, I don't learn anything. It's just a constant scrolling. And so at one time I was really into motorcycles, and I had a pretty good Instagram page, but it just, I spent so much time doing it and I didn't get anything out of it. And last year, my father, so about, I can't remember what year, 6 years ago, my dad passed away. He had kidney cancer, and my grandpa had already passed away. And both of them had a lot of guns, a lot of firearms. And last year, I started going through them and just trying to clean them up and trying to become familiar with them, because I knew a few firearms, but I didn't know as many as I have now. I didn't know them in depth, how to take them apart and put them back together. So I started doing that, and then I started shooting them. And I was shooting every day. I mean, I have had tons of ammo,
Mhm.
and 2 lifetimes of ammo.
Feels so much
And-
envy.
Yeah, I mean, I was shooting every day. And one of my friends said, "Man, you should really record this and put it on YouTube." And I was like, I don't know about that. And then I got to thinking about it. And I was like, that would be fun. And
How many rounds do you shoot per day?
probably on average, I'd say 100.
100?
Probably. Yeah.
Good.
That's counting air guns, and
Okay.
like yesterday I sat down and shot like 3 different rifles. So, yeah. But I reload. I like anything. I mean, I'm even thinking about getting into bows. But for me, when I started shooting the guns, I had really high anxiety. Probably 2017, I had really bad anxiety. And I don't think I was dealing with my dad's death that well. And I got into meditation. And then when I started shooting guns, I realized that when I am focusing on the target and focusing on my breathing, it's a meditative thing for me. So it's like a
Yes, it is not like in movies.
no, it's it could be, but I don't have that kind of money, because them guys, every time you shoot a 223, that's 25 cents. So you shoot 4 times, that's $1.
Yes.
So you shoot 200 or 300 times, that gets expensive if you're doing that
Yes.
over,
And that
So.
I'm sorry for your father, the loss of your father, but probably that's why you like this kind of, how do you say before, the crusty guns?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, because probably
nostalgia.
only the people who is not only on guns, in everything before, when all the things were made in when China wasn't the first the factory of the world, things were better, the materials, the manufacturing, everything, and you can see in everything. But in guns is very different, and compared a gun made in, I don't know, in 1950 is very different, even if it's the same company.